New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis for the Nick of Time show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just in a nick of time. And it's time to talk about the Knicks Summer League and some of the latest Knicks news that just happened to hit the Knicks streets. And we're going to talk about it all. Before we talk about it, you already know what it is. We got to introduce my guys, all right? So first and foremost, to introduce you.
Wait, Jay Ellis, we can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Nah, I can't hear you. Yeah, he is talking. I just noticed streaming, but I was like, I can't hear him.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties once again is plaguing the Nick of Time show. Can you guys hear me? Out there in the Knicks streets. Okay, you guys. Okay, they can hear me. It seems like they can hear me. But you guys can't? Raw, can you hear me?
Well, you can hear us all? So they hear us all, but we can't hear Jay Ellis, though.
Yeah, I can't hear Jay Ellis at all.
Interesting. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Muted.
I can't hear
Unmuted.
I cannot hear it.
Sorry about that.
Did
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1
Yeah,
2
now
There
you go.
All right, let's go. Let's go. We still going strong. Technical difficulties fixed. It is what it is. We are about to talk these Knicks. And like I said, first and foremost, this is a Nick of Time show. Bring you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. Here to talk about the Knicks versus Portland game. Of course, the Knicks lose when I come back. Is it the jailers curse? Should Ryan G just start to do all the Summer League games from here on out? It's seeming like that. But whatever. I am back to talk about the Knicks Summer League game. Shout out to Ryan G, my guy Roy and Lee for holding it down on my absence. But let's get to it. Before we get into the details of the game, and also even talking about the Donovan Mitchell news. First, let me just introduce you to my guy. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G is in the building. I'm here.
Exactly. And of course, you already know what this is. I call him the raw metaphor. It is the raw Hebrew remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's going on, Jay?
All right. Yeah. Now let's get to it. The Knicks, when I was on vacation mode, so shout out, I went a little bit traveling, had birthday to my mom's. I was chilling with my mom's on Sunday, turned 63, happy birthday, mom. When I was chilling over there with these guys, the Knicks were rolling 2 games in a row. The chatter was going. I was watching the episode. Oh, Knicks Summer League championships, we back, baby, all this other stuff. And then news comes in that the curse, Richard Jefferson, will be refereeing a Knicks game. A known Knicks hater, Knicks troll, Knicks thorn in the side is refereeing the Knicks versus Portland game. And listen, man, if you're looking at the box score, Knicks versus Portland, and you're looking at each quarter, you start to look and you start to realize, wow, there's one quarter that really stands out. really stands out. If you start to look at the box score and squid, guys, and look at, I'm gonna let you guys look, and you guys let me know what you see. I'm gonna switch to this. I'm gonna switch real quick. Look. Let's just take a look at this. Knicks 24-9 in the first quarter. Second quarter, 12 points.
38. Who's that? 28 to 12?
28-12. Coincidentally, the same quarter that Richard Jefferson is refereeing, Knicks scored 12 points. Keep that man away from my team.
Wow, fact.
Just so happens.
It just so happens, but I digress. The Knicks lose. But listen, there were some bright spots in the game, and one of those bright spots had to be Quentin Grimes. Roy, let me know what you thought about Quentin Grimes' game on Portland, and do you feel like it can be some carryover into the regular season for these Knicks?
Definitely. I mean, he's polished now. He's a polished second-year pro. I find there'd be no drop-off if he replaces Evan Fournier in the starting lineup. In fact, I think it would be a step up because of his defense.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the defense for me. It's the defense for me. Obviously, I'm looking at Grimes' game over the last 2 games, and even the last game, he seems like he's stepping up his playmaking. He's making a concerted effort to take it to a whole little more. Actually has some pretty nice, strong finishes. It's pretty evident that he's been working on that in the offseason. And it's looking like he's poised to take on that starting position. I already know you guys tackled that on these first 2 games that you talked about. But anything to add to that, Ryan?
Yeah, I think, Summer League, when you look at your especially your second-year players, you're expecting them to take a big jump, meaning that if you put them in a Summer League game, you're expecting them to dominate because it's their second year, and you expect them to work on their game over the summer and things of that nature. And Grimes is showing that he has definitely worked on his game over the summer, and he's coming to the Summer League, and he's dominating like he should, like a second-year player who has a roster spot should. And, Grimes has definitely showed that he's added stuff to his game. I think he's improved his hand a little bit. He actually can get to the basket, so he's not just a guy that'll just, stand at the three-point line and shoot. He can also get to the basket. He's also shown some playmaking ability, which is also a plus. And, Grimes, on a defensive end, you already know what you're getting from him.
You already know.
So,
you already know.
Exactly. So, Grimes have definitely shown improvement. I think it can carry over into the regular season.
Yeah, I agree. It's just about Grimes time. And, it's not perfect because he did have 4 turnovers yesterday as well. So everything is not perfect. But like we say, when we talk about these young guys, progress is not always linear. It's not always linear. You're going to have some bumps in the road, but you still saw some promise from Grimes. And it was good to see that he's a step above the rest. Not many people yesterday actually shot well. You know what I mean? I think only 3 guys really shot a decent percentage, and that was Grimes, Sims, and I think Hunt as well. I think those are the only guys who really showed out. But and defensively, our team was looking good too. But I did see a chink in the armor, and this is the first game that I actually started to see a chink in the armor because we've been done pretty well the last few games. And the chink to me seems to be, when we were pressed by these longer team, it seems like we had problems kind of getting into our offense. And I'm not sure if it's because of, there's certain steps that we have to take as a guard, because we don't really have a guard right now on this team who can really straight off break people off the dribble, and that's still like a concern. But I think that's something that we're gonna have to shore up, and we have guys here, McBride, who's shot pretty well, and Montero as well, who can take this Knicks team to the next level and work on that. But it seems like those guys plus Grimes still might have some work to do into breaking down the offense, especially when there's pressure. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I take into account it was a back-to-back for them. And these are young guys, and that's when I started seeing the legs go. And you could see in kind of some of the shooting percentages from 3 of 10 for Grimes, 2 of 8 for McBride, 2 of 8 for Keels, 1 of 4 for Jeffries. That's in your legs right there. And then even like the free throws, Grimes was 3 of 7 from the free throw line. So I think they were tired. I'm not making an excuse. I think they were tired. Second night back to back. Somebody mentioned it too. I think it was Hunt mentioned it, that they were feeling tired because it was the second night back to back. So they lost a little concentration, but I think they'll be fine. I like the overall progress from the Summer League of what we're getting, especially from Grimes, Jericho, Sims, Hunt, and Deuce. I think we're getting some good progress out of all of those guys.
Anything to add to that, Ryan?
Yeah, like overly analyze a Summer League game because, this is just This just this is just a game where or at least I should say, like, it's just a group of games where you get your young players time to prove themselves and prove their game and stuff like that. So I don't want to go too much. I don't want to go way too deep into it, but I do think that the Blazers' length did bother the Knicks in that game because the Blazers, if you look at their summer league roster, it's like at every position they had a player whose wingspan was crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that combined with the defensive pressure that they put on the Knicks really gave them a lot of issues. But I think one thing that was concerning for me was McBride, and I don't really want to get on McBride because I like McBride. When it comes to all of our point guards, McBride is easily our best defensive point guard. On defense, the man is a beast. But offensively, I still think there's a need for improvement because, I think it's been 3 summer league games now, and I don't want to say I've yet to see him, but he's barely been able to break down a defense, and I feel like that's going to be the one thing that might keep him out of the rotation behind Quick, behind Brunson, and behind Rose. Just for the simple fact that he can't break down an offense to the level that those guys can and make off of that. The thing with McBride is even though he's not great at breaking down a defense, he can make up for that with his pull-up jumper. Like, his pull-up jumper is really good, so he makes up for it from there. But I would love to see McBride, add more, I guess, creativity, with his handle so he can actually get by players and actually break down a defense and create plays off of that. But besides that, Grimes has shown that he's improved. Sims also. I mean, Sims is out there being crazy. Like, my man did a Euro step.
I know.
Yeah.
Game. My guy did a crossover.
Sims.
It was a double dribble, but still the crossover, and my man finished it with the two-handed dunk. And I'm like, this man has definitely added stuff to his offensive game, which I like. And I know Mitch is the starting 5, and I know Hartenstein is probably going to be the backup. But if Sims is playing like this, Sims is going to have to find a way to give Sims some type of minutes because you can't let potential like that just sit on the bench and not get any playing time whatsoever to improve. But overall, the Knicks Summer League, I think they're going to be fine. Like Ross, I think it's tied legs. I expect them that game against the Magic when they actually get some rest.
Yeah,
especially with the way they play defense. Me personally, I think they're gonna run the Magic off the court.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm gonna add to that too with the I kind of know what's that with the McBride thing too because with each player I'm looking at what are they adding to the game. For McBride, I know what he said what the trainer said he was gonna work on was like hang dribbles and like hesitations and things to break down the defense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for McBride to do more of that. And I've seen glimpses of him kind of doing some hang dribble stuff in these last 3 games that I was watching. I see him get to the hole like once or twice, but I haven't seen it consistently. So I'm still waiting for that for McBride. But like you said, the jump shot is what really is keeping everything steady. Like when he's hitting that jumper, everything is fine because that can still open things up for everybody else to keep everybody honest.
He can shoot the ball very well, I think.
Yeah.
And the other part of that too is he's still like our best point of attack defender. It seems like he got better on defense.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Which is
it's
kind of hard.
I'm not worried about him breaking people off the dribble. I'm not, because to me when they got JB, to me that gave McBride a couple more seasons to develop. And I'm not, so this is just the next step in his maturation to me. So I'm looking for him to be able to really be complete by the time he's like 23.
Right.
I'm not worried about him right now.
Right. Nah, I hear you. But as far as like the passing instincts and stuff from McBride is still there. He's still a pretty instinctive passer. He get the ball movement, kind of that connector type of guy. But hopefully we'll see what happens versus Orlando. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they have more
there's
rest.
no Paolo Banchero. He's not playing.
Yeah. So that should be a W for the championship game. Hopefully it'll keep us in the championship hunt because we lost. But hopefully that'll go our way. And getting to Sims, man. Woo, that boy good. That boy good.
Yeah.
This is what I like about this man, first of all, when Sims, before he even hit the Euro, he attempted a fadeaway midi. I don't know if you know, peep that right or wrong.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he
did.
attempted a fade. He said dribble, spin, fade, hit the clank of the rim. But I was like, okay, try some stuff, Sims. Like, try it all. He hit the fadeaway witty, and then the when he's at the 3-point line, the top of the key, hit him with the between the legs cross.
Yeah, it was a double dribble, but
it was a double dribble. But you know, that cross was still good. He just had to keep under control. Moves like that. If your center is able to pull moves off like that, he's practicing that right now. Problems. And coincidentally, this is the stuff I feel like Mitch can do. Like that. Actually, Mitch did it in the game last season. Now I think about it. Mitch did that exact same between the legs cross move in an NBA game. I just want to see more of it from Mitch. But like you said, between Sims' propensity to seem like to try new things in the summer league, his athleticism, his mobility, it seems like there could be something here. And in a few years, Sims can be really, really good. And I'm wondering if they're going to push him to start to shoot the ball as well. And all our bigs shoot the ball, because they already started having to have Taj Gibson shoot the ball. And you already seen that they were teasing that Mitch was going to do it a few years ago. So I'm wondering if that's the plan for him as well. But it seems like they're really open to opening up Sims' game and hopefully opening up Mitch's game as well, man. Absolutely. All right.
Yep.
All right. So I that's all I really have to say about the Summer League guys, the important guys. Anyway, unless I miss somebody. Hunt is the only other guy that I really want to talk about. To me, if we ever do move on from Julius Randle, it would be nice to have Obi slide into that starting spot and maybe see if Hunt can get some minutes at the backup spot. Because Hunt is he's a guy he moves like a wing to me, man. I know he's listed at power forward, but if he's hitting threes and he's playing these passing lanes the way he is, I can see him in situations where, he can be switched onto a little bit smaller guys and still wreak havoc. Even so, I like him a lot, man. I like him a lot, and he's still young too. He's another guy who can be a project. He can be really good for us in a few years. And if we're developing these young guys, like it seems like we are, it seems like we're trying to imitate that mold of the Toronto Raptors and San Antonio Spurs, I can see Hunt trying to make some noise in a few years, depending on which direction the Knicks goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing I want to add about Hunt is, to me, Hunt don't even look like a 4 to me. Hunt looks more like a 3. And I mean, a guy with that kind of versatility where he can play him at the 4 and the 3, and he can take guys off the dribble on the perimeter and shoot the 3. I mean, he has a pretty good skill set in the top of that. He plays good defense. Those passing lanes are not safe when that man is on the court.
No, sir.
He reads passing lanes like crazy, and he's one guy where I can see that, at least from the summer league, where if the Knicks have a roster spot open, that they bring him in, to fill one of those roster spots this upcoming season.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And shout out to Lewis Luck, who sends a $10 super chat and says, I hope they don't trade for Mitchell. Oh, he's jumping the gun. I see what you're doing. We're going to get to you. We getting to you, Lewis. We're going to get to you. But shout out to the Knicks Summer League team, 2-1. Next game up, we got Orlando. Hopefully we get this dub and these guys are well rested and we're moving on. And anybody else you guys are interested in or has impressed you so far on this Knicks Summer League roster?
I mean,
not really.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to big up Montero just because he's a good on-ball defender and he has very active hands. And, I like Montero's defense, for one. But besides that, I don't think there's anybody else really on the Summer League roster that stands out like that, besides the guys we just mentioned.
Agreed. All right, yo, let's get to the nitty gritty. We had a lot of official news that hit these Knicks streets today, and let's talk about it. And I'm not even gonna get to the big one yet. I'm gonna just go down the list of all the little small things. All right, and one of the small things that happened was the announcement of Jalen Brunson is finally official. Jalen Brunson has signed with these New York Knicks. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. And they actually have the details of his contract. First year is $27.7 million. Second year is $26.3 million. And third and fourth year are both $24.9 million. So it starts off at 27, ends off at 24.9. And when you're looking at the way the contract is structured, you start to realize, all right, towards this third and fourth year, it's looking more like a contract that's more within his wheelhouse. It's looking more tradable. You know what I mean? It's looking more tradable in his third and fourth year because that 20 to 25 range is probably the range he's really worth. So it's an overpay for the first 2 years. But then long term, it's a NBA average contract. And then once the cap starts to go up, it should be easier to move if we indeed need to move it. But solid signing from the Knicks and looking at the way the contract is structured makes it a little bit more team friendly. All right. Also, more Knicks news. Mitchell Robinson has officially signed with the New York Knicks. Pay
money making Mitch.
That's right.
Pay that man finally.
Pay that man. The details of his contract has not been disclosed, but I did read an article that talked about the reasons why he re-signed with the Knicks, and that was pretty interesting because
he wanted to be in New York. That's why
he wanted to stay in New York, but more specifically, Raw, he wanted to be around the young players.
His dudes, yeah.
That he started.
He got to be able to do his little program. What's that program called?
Oh yeah, Block Party.
The block party, yeah, we gotta bring that back.
You gotta be able to do the block party. You gotta do
Definitely gotta be able to bring the block party, and you gotta have the new guest in. You gotta have Jalen Brunson in there.
Jalen Brunson gotta be in it.
Yes, sir.
IQ and Obi, because I don't think IQ and Obi got to do the block party yet. We need that new season.
They probably do theirs together.
Exactly. So we definitely need that block party. But it was interesting to see that the Knicks taking an interest in the young guys is what kept him with the New York Knicks. Which brings me to this next set of news.
All
right.
Let's talk about it.
After we signed Jalen Brunson, and even after the Knicks have been in talks with Utah, the Utah Jazz have all of a sudden decided that they now are entertaining trades. Before they were shutting them down. No, we don't want to talk about Donovan. No, we just traded Rudy Gobert. Oh, we want to build around Donovan Mitchell. But we already know how Danny Ainge is. He don't tell the truth. He don't tell the truth. He don't. Ask Isaiah Thomas
with a straight face.
Ask Isaiah Thomas about the truth he tells. All right.
That's right.
So when he's talking about, oh, we were not entertaining the Donovan Mitchell trade, everybody was calling cap. Everybody.
This is a dude that asked the Celtics to trade Larry Bird. Just
Facts. This is a dude who traded the coach for a first-round pick. All right. Yeah. How many coaches in the NBA have been traded? Not many.
That's right.
Well, who managed to do it? Danny Ainge. So you better make sure you know Donovan Mitchell is going to be on the block at some point in time. Now, the interesting part of this is it seems like that the Knicks and Utah have been in talks about trading Donovan Mitchell before. So they're no stranger to the asking price. And from what we heard, the Knicks turned him down. And I'm going to start with Ryan because I already know Ryan has very passionate feelings about Donovan Mitchell and the trade package. So Ryan, let me know, how do you feel about the Knicks engaging?
So there are two things that are concerning to me about this trade. The first concern is Donovan Mitchell's performance against the Mavericks in the first round of the playoffs this past season. because the Mavericks had no Luka. All the Mavericks had was the guy we just signed to a deal at point guard with Brunson leading the team with a bunch of role players. And the Jazz got their ass handed to them by those Mavs. So that's the first concerning thing right there, because to me, that has me questioning if Mitchell is that guy that's going to get you over the hump. So right then and there, that's the first red flag for me. The second red flag is Danny Ainge as a GM. They just recently traded Gobert for 5 players and 4 picks. So if they traded Gobert for 5 players and 4 picks, what do you think the asking price for Donovan Mitchell is going to be?
6 players.
6 players and 6 picks or something crazy like that. So you look at number one, he has shown that even though he's a very good player, I'm not dissing this guy's game at all. He's a very good player, very good offensive player. He can definitely help your team out. But are you willing to give up that kind of a package for a player that's probably not going to move the needle crazy for the Knicks? Because say, for example, the Knicks trade with Donovan Mitchell right now, and they give up a lot of players and a lot of picks for Mitchell. Your assets are going to be depleted. So what are you going to have left over to possibly make another trade? Because Donovan Mitchell come to Knicks is not going to be enough. You're going to have to bring in other pieces to help the Knicks get to that point. So that's number one right there. Number two, with Donovan Mitchell here, your assets are going to be depleted. With Donovan Mitchell here, with Brunson, if the Knicks keep RJ, etc., you have to look at the teams in the East. Are the Knicks going to be able to get by Milwaukee? Probably not. Are they going to be able to get by the Heat? Probably not. Are they going to be able to get by, say, KD stays with the Nets? Are they going to be able to get by the Nets? Probably not. So they're going to probably be a middle-of-the-road playoff team, first-round exit maybe, second-round exit probably at the most. So it's like if your aspirations is championship, do you really want to make that big of a deal for Mitchell? If I'm the Knicks front office, I'm holding off. That price is going to have to drop for me to make that move. So the Knicks need to just stand pat. Do not let Danny Ainge fleece you for Mitchell, and just roll with what you got right now.
Okay, the way I look at it is like this. First of all, I respect Leon Rose, and I know he's no idiot, and he's not like the GM that was on the Nets when they got fleeced. So I don't think he's just going to give away the store, and he knows the history. So you have to go into this deal, and I was telling people this before, you go into this type of situation with a price that you're willing to pay, and then you start off below that price and see if you can negotiate. So the maximum I would pay, because I'm thinking from Utah's perspective, if they traded Gobert, if they're trading Mitchell, they're obviously committed to rebuilding the thing. So they're looking for picks, number one. Okay, so I'm giving them, 4 first-rounders, 3 first-rounders. I'm going to give them that. Now you're dealing with, okay, what players do they want? Well, first of all, they don't want Julius Randle. They're rebuilding. They don't want Julius Randle. So we're going to be keeping Julius Randle. Then you got to say also on your side, who won't you send? So if you're going to get Donovan Mitchell, you're going to have Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, 2 6'1" players in your backcourt. 2 6'1" guys. And that's a problem. So you're going to have Mitchell Robinson's got to stay. You got to have some rim protection. Richard Robinson got to stay. I don't know what you're going to do. To me, I don't see it working if they didn't sign Jalen Brunson just now, all right, maybe we work something out because you got 1 6'1" point guard, 1 6'1" guard. But that's not the case, man. You're going to go with $200+ million 6'1" guys? Yeah. I don't think so. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work because then they're going to want young players. And so, you giving up RJ? Are you giving up? Who are you giving up? I don't know. I don't know who they would give up for this. The salary with Fournier and Derrick Rose works, but they don't want that. They want more than that for this guy. So I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think the Knicks could meet the price. If they're going to ask a Gobert type package, we're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Leon Rose already has his asking price. He's seen them walk away from the table before, so I don't imagine doing the far for him. Who would they want is the question. Like, I guess they might want RJ, and I'm not trading RJ. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
No, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. I mean, if I had to trade somebody, I guess it would have to be IQ because we already have 2 point guards here. But like,
I agree.
But but it's like probably something like IQ or Cam. I'm always gonna put Cam first in the package only because I don't see. Because of Tibbs, really. It's more because of Tibbs.
Yeah.
Even though I personally want Cam here, to me, like, the road for him to play is going to be the hardest, which is why I'm like, for me to avoid the being pissed that we gave up a first round pick in Knox for him, I'd rather move Cam to at least say, all right, at least we got something back. He was in a package for a superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I don't like the taste of this. Honestly.
I don't like the taste. I don't like the taste
of this, man. I don't like the taste of this. This feels like we're getting ready to get screwed with no Vaseline, man. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of this.
If it was something like Randall, our own first, like maybe 3 own first, and then some of the ones that we got from the package.
Yeah.
And then maybe like Cam or something.
Because I don't want to give up Grimes. And I'm not giving up Obi. I don't want Obi to go. I would give up Randall. I don't think they want Randall.
Right. I don't think they want Randall either.
I would give up Randall and send them, either Rose or Fournier with Randall and then some picks and then as a young player, Cam. But I'm not giving up. I don't want to give up Obi. I don't want to give up Grimes. I'm not giving up RJ. No. If this was a situation, I was just saying this yesterday, y'all. The Knicks are not ready for a blockbuster right now.
No,
we're just not ready for it right now. We're not ready for it.
We're like a year.
We gotta wait.
We were like a year early.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. We're about
a year
too early for a blockbuster.
We're a year early.
Yeah.
It's funny because remember Ryan G. We talked about this before. When the Spurs point guard was available. That's the guy I feel like we should have moved on. I'm still mad we didn't pull the trigger there because that ice-skin price to me seems like something that we could have done.
Exactly.
I have a feeling they just didn't want to deal with the Knicks, man.
The Spurs?
Yeah, because look what they got for him. We could have matched that.
Yeah, like I don't understand how the Hawks. I don't understand how we didn't get that.
I think they had a deal already in place. I think they might, the undercover tampering or whatever. So I think they was going to do that with Atlanta. I don't think they wanted to deal with the Knicks at all. So.
Yeah, I think the Spurs probably just wanted to clear cap space.
And they might be butthurt from the whole Mook thing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, we pissing off everybody in the league.
Yeah.
But I
think it's just the fact that all Atlanta had to do was give up an expiring contract and for first round picks, and it's like at least with the Knicks, it's like we actually if the Spurs are going to rebuild, we actually have young players here that can help them with the rebuild. It's not like they'll be trading for players that that are on heavy contracts and it's going to hurt their cap in the future. You know what I mean? Like the Knicks actually have players that can actually help their rebuild. And then on top of that, like only 4 first round picks. Murray, to me, that's a bargain for a point guard like that. But unfortunately, maybe there's some past feelings between the Knicks and the Spurs, like y'all said, and the Spurs didn't want to negotiate with us, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like if it was a year from now, right? A year from now, we can really see if this Jalen Brunson move pays off. And if the Jalen Brunson moves pays off, then moving Jalen Brunson for a superstar should be way easier. Because then you're like, all right, cool. The Knicks actually have a steady piece with picks to offer in the trade. So, like, so that's why I feel like we're a year too early because I feel like next year, Jalen Brunson could possibly prove that his salary is worth it. You're looking at maybe Obi or IQ or Grimes taking the next step.
I don't know. With Rick Brunson there, that's going to be a lot of feelings, man. You're talking about trading Jalen Brunson after 1 year.
You're right.
There's gonna be a lot of. They're gonna talk about a lot of hell coming out of them offices, man. They're gonna be.
For Donovan Mitchell?
I know, Mitchell. But I'm saying, how you think Rick Brunson gonna take that?
I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s father still works for us, and he hated us before he.
Yeah. But, that's Tim Hardaway Jr. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that would go down well, man. I think this whole thing don't smell right. I'm just telling you, I don't feel right. I'm not. It's like my spidey senses are tingling, and I'm like, no, I don't like this.
Yeah, let's get into that real quick. I know both of us have our little theories about that. We talked about it behind the scenes, but we didn't really get into it because we want to save it for the pod.
Yeah, right.
But I know we both have our theories about the timing.
I'm just thinking $200+ million 6'1" guards. Who you guarding? They were talking about Evan Fournier and Brunson having concerns with the defense. What are you going to do with I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell's a scrub, but he ain't no superstar defender. They can't stop the point of attack. We'd be getting killed every night with G League dudes going through the middle. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. And then what they're going to ask for? And they waited right until after we signed Jalen Brunson to say, oh, Donovan Mitchell's available. I mean, oh my gosh, man.
Man, I'm wondering. Listen to me. With Donovan Mitchell hanging out in New York as often as he is, and smoozing with IQ and being in the Mets games, and I'm wondering if the timing has to do with the Knicks waiting for Jalen Brunson to be signed first, because I know that's what you was alluding to before, Raw. And B, this KD thing. Like, I'm wondering if they feel like, you know what, this KD thing is happening. Donovan Mitchell likes to be in New York anyway. We might not be able to get him to the Knicks, but maybe we can swing for KD. I'm wondering if that's the thought process.
You mean of Utah?
Yeah. Even though I don't think they have a chance. I mean,
they ain't got a snowball's chance.
They don't have a chance, but I'm wondering if it's like, well, we got Donovan Mitchell, we got the best player, possibly.
I don't know. Not everybody's as stupid as Minnesota, man, to be giving up all that for that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like the way this tastes, man. It just don't feel right. I feel like I'm walking into a room and I need to turn around and walk out now.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you, man. I don't know. This is too risky for my blood too.
Yeah, I don't like
depending on the right deal. I'm going to be open to it depending on the deal. And
if you were telling me that. Okay, if you were telling me that a 30-year-old Kevin Durant or a Kawhi Leonard, see, because now I can justify, because that cat could take you to the finals. Donovan Mitchell's not taking us to the finals. He's really good. He's really good, but he ain't taking us to the finals. And you're asking to give up a whole lot right now.
Right. I think that's why I say that it depends on the price, because for me, like, you know me, Ro, my stance has been if a player is going to, average over 20 something points a game and he's under 25, like, I feel like he's always going to kind of figure out, and he'll probably get better. I'm hoping he gets better as time goes on. Now his percentages 44%, 40%, 35% from three. Right, it's right there. It's right there. But I still feel like he's a dynamic enough talent where he can be the centerpiece for a team for a long time. It's just depending on what type of deal that you really do.
Yeah.
It really depends on the deal.
Yeah.
Really
I mean, like, because I just see us becoming Utah light with no draft pick, and I don't like the feel of it. I just don't.
Right. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we should. If that does happen, I don't think long term we can do Brunson and Mitchell at the same time. I don't think that can happen.
No.
Yeah, I think more than likely
they both can't stay. They both can't stay, and they just signed Brunson. This ain't gonna work, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the Knicks are as involved with this as people think.
All right. So salute to the chat. Gunshots to the chat, and I think there's people called in as well. The phone lines are open, So if you want to talk Knicks, first of all, you can already see the numbers at the bottom. So you can dial that number at the bottom. But also, let me get to these super chats real quick. Let's go on. First and foremost, shout out. Our computer is taking a little bit. along to scroll and see this message. Give me a second. Shout out to Lewis Luck, who sends a $10 super chat. Says, I hope they don't trade for Mitchell. You do that when you're a perennial playoff contender, ready to take the next step. You don't gut a rebuilding team for a guy who doesn't make you a contender.
And that is exactly what we said.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
The thing is, they are not trading RJ Barrett for sure. We just signed Mitchell Robinson too, so I don't even think he's eligible to be moved until until December. Mitch,
something like that.
Mitch, Jericho, even Jalen Brunson. We can't even trade those guys until December if we wanted to. So there's not so much blowing up that we can do. It's really at this point, if they want to happen in the summer, Yep. RJ, Randall, Evan, Rose, McBride, IQ, Obi.
Too many short guys, man. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. And also shout out to the NY Bully who sends a 999 chat. He says, I'd rather trade for OG Anunoby than D Mitch. Brunson and Mitchell is a redundant background. I think he means backcourt.
I think backcourt,
yeah.
And we'll get bodied by bigger guards. Grimes is better in this current starting rotation than Spider is. Yeah, I do believe if we actually did trade for Spider, I feel like Brunson would just be the backup again. Like, that's the only thing I can see happening. I can't.
$104 million backup.
Yeah, $104 million backup. Like,
see, that ain't gonna happen, man. Leon ain't that dumb, man. That ain't gonna happen.
Facts. All right, yo, Fritz, are you on the phones? 'Cause I know I started the blog talk, but I'm not sure if you're on the phones or not. But we can start to take some phone calls right now. And let me know if you're on the phones, Fritz. But shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to Anthony DeCesar, Jason M, Ruggs 89, Christian Mitchell. Shout out to my guy Ron Cleveland, man. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Billy Blanco, Philip Casanovas,
Billy Blanco from the Bronx.
JT Reddick, Demo B, Jarvis Williams. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Okay, if you like the show, please hit the like button and subscribe button. We're gonna be here after every summer league game talking Knicks and also talk about the biggest Knicks news and rumors that's happening in Knicks Nation. So shout out to everybody who sent the super chat already, and shout out to people who subscribed already. All right, trying to get to that 10K subscribers. Shout out to Lewis Luck, who sends a $5 super chat. Says, would Utah even want RJ? Isn't he eligible for a max extension? They're rebuilding. They may not want to pay him.
They want RJ. They want RJ.
Yeah.
The only people that don't like RJ are the New York fans and the media. Everybody knows RJ's a dude. So.
Yeah, he's a young piece, which is why
22 years old.
Yeah.
Please.
He's a young piece. They would want him. They're gonna want some young piece in return. And as of now, he's our best asset. So they would definitely want RJ. All right.
They would want.
All right, Fritz is not on the phone, so I'll take over then. All right, let's do it. First caller, I can't see who you are, but last three numbers is 8345. I'm gonna patch you in and let us know what your name is and what you want to talk about. All right. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Jason.
Yeah, what's going on, Jason?
What's up, fellas?
Is this Jason? Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
This is Jason on the Lower East Side. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Long time.
I agree with some of what you guys are saying, but I also disagree with some of what you guys are saying.
Okay.
I think the Knicks should try to trade for Mitchell, but I don't think they should end up trading for him because if I was Leon Rose, the first thing I would tell Danny Ainge is, I'm not the Timberwolves. So don't expect to try to plead with me like that. Like, I think the Knicks should put a package of, like, potentially up to 4 first-round picks, and not all hours because that's too much. They should probably throw IQ in there. A lot of people don't want to say that, but if you have Brunson and Mitchell, you can't play IQ either. You need all big wings out there.
Right, yeah.
So everybody has to be 6'5" and taller outside of Brunson and Mitchell.
Right.
So, but that would be it. And then whoever matching salary, you got to throw Fournier, whoever. And that's all I would offer. And I think but if an Ainge will probably be like, no, I don't want it. Well, then I'll tell him, oh well, go talk to Miami. You really want to overpay Tyler Hero? That's my take on it. I don't think they're going to end up doing it because Ainge is going to ask for too much. But I do disagree with almost everything everyone's saying who's against it. Because here's the thing. Yes, Donovan Mitchell's shorter, but he's not a small guy, and neither is Jalen Brunson. It's not like these guys are like these little bird-chested guys that are going to get bullied. Like, these guys are strong. Yes, they're not going to be the greatest defensive team, but you can put defensive wings around them. And if you keep RJ, which I wouldn't trade RJ, you have RJ, you would have to change the whole team because Obi really doesn't fit with them, neither does Randall, because you need defensive wings, not okay defensive guys. Like, Obi is an okay defensive player. You need elite defensive wings if you have that roster. But here's the thing, and this is why I disagree with everything you guys are saying. You can get those guys. You know what's hard to get? A player like Donovan Mitchell. It's easy to get a 4 that plays defense to put around them. It's easy to get a 3-and-D wing to put around them. It's easy to get a center that can play defense to put around them. What's not easy to get is a guy who's as good as Donovan Mitchell.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. You talking all this like defense don't matter. Did you watch the defense? Did you watch the playoffs this last year? Did you see Donovan Mitchell get cooked this past season? Come on, man.
What do you mean?
Not that bad?
They're all bad defensive players.
Oh, come on, man. You're going to get Donovan Mitchell, and you're going to pay him $150, $160 million so you can get kicked out the first round?
Have you seen his playoff stats? Like, have you seen his true shooting percentage and how good he actually
You're
is?
talking offense. Can you give me some defensive stats?
All right, hold on. We got to do one at a time. Yeah, I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys.
Offense, man. We know he could score, but you can't stop nobody. You ain't winning nothing. No defense, no bueno.
There's this thing called team defense, and you have wings, and you have that's why you have Mitchell Robinson back there, and you have wings around them.
Oh my God, bro! No.
Went to the freaking conference finals with Luka Doncic and Brunson. Neither of those guys are good defenders.
Luka Doncic is 6'8", bro.
But he's a bad defender.
Oh, he's not as bad as Mitchell. Not at 6'1". He's not.
He's terrible.
Oh, bro. No, I ain't doing it. Sorry, no.
My thing is this: like with what Jason is saying, I agree with him from the standpoint of what to offer to get Mitchell. Like, I'm not going to overpay for Mitchell. Like, I agree with that.
Right.
I would get Mitchell at a reasonable price. Now with what he's saying about, you can surround Mitchell and Brunson with 3-and-D wings and like you can do that. But I think, at least for me anyway, like, the concern with me is I see Mitchell with Utah. He's a great player. I'm not taking nothing away from Mitchell. He's a great player. My concern is I've seen him in the playoffs against this Mavericks team without Luka, and all they had was Brunson and a bunch of role players, and they smacked Utah.
Yeah,
that's concerning to me.
They was beating their ass, and I was like, what? I mean, I was even shocked. I was like, I couldn't believe how thoroughly they were smacking them.
I'll just say this. You guys have way too much of a recency bias because it's like you only seen this series. He's actually been in the playoffs every year of his career. I think you guys should go back and watch the rest of his playoffs and not just this Utah series where we know he wasn't happy on that team. But
you mean that year that he won the championship? You mean that year he won the championship? You mean that year he won the championship? Oh, wait.
I mean, I've seen him get in the second round like once.
Yeah, come on. The rest of his playoffs, it's a short movie.
I'll say, y'all getting spicy over here. I'll say this. I'm gonna say this. I do feel like Knicks fans have underrated Mitchell because of the last playoff series. I will say that. I do agree that I do not want to pay too much for Donovan Mitchell. I do not want to pay too much for Donovan Mitchell. But I do agree that Knicks fans have kind of underrated. I still feel like he's a viable talent and it's hard to get a talent like his, and that's why you have to make the call. So I do agree with that notion. Now, I agree
with you. I agree with you.
Now,
you gotta make the call.
You gotta make the call. Now, the thing is, though, I do feel like Jason is underselling how bad Donovan's defense is. Like that, his defense. If you compare his defense to Brunson's, I'm taking Brunson's defense over.
That's right. I am, because I'm saying, and now you're talking about having both of them together.
Yeah. So
no. Mm-mm.
So I do feel like how bad he was on defense was It was really bad. But I also feel like the way they got smacked too, and this is why I feel like some Knicks fans kind of are undervaluing it. I feel like a lot of reasons why Utah lost those first 2 games without Luka was they got out coached, man. And not to say that
You think so?
I think I feel like they got out coached those first 2 games. I
Wow,
feel like Jason Kidd's out coached them. And I'm not saying that Donovan Mitchell is absolved because he did get cooked by Jalen Brunson on the defensive end, but I also feel like Utah didn't really that Utah coach didn't really make the adjustment fast enough to kind of combat that 5-out offense, and he stuck with Rudy, and it was a problem. I think that.
So you thought they should have went small?
I think they should have went smaller, faster.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, no, I was just saying at the end of the day, like I'm not saying don't trade for Donovan Mitchell. Like, yeah, if you can get him at a reasonable price, hell yeah, I'm pulling the trigger on that. I'm just saying that just to think that okay, we get Donovan Mitchell here and just surrounded with 3-and-D wings, all of a sudden Knicks are going to be a contender. I just don't think that's going to be the case. But that's my opinion though.
It's funny because we're all kind of agreeing with Jason, but we're like disagreeing on the like small particulars. But at the end of the day, we all agree with each other.
This thing, I'm telling you, I just don't like the feel of this whole thing. It just doesn't feel right. Like I said, if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago before they signed Jalen Brunson, that's different. That's different because now you can put a big defensive guard next to him. But right now, dang, man, I just don't. You just signed Jalen Brunson, and you brought his father in as a coach. This doesn't feel right. And then you're dealing with the shyster Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I feel you. Yeah, Daddy is the coach. He might be a little pissed. Yeah, you're right about that.
I'm just not. This is not feeling right.
I agree.
It's not feeling right.
All right, yo. I know Fritz, passionate next caller. Let us know what your name is. And
I
where
think
you're
Fritz is the next caller.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? All right, I'm on. All right, it's me, Chapman, originally from Queens, now residing in the Bronx, man. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Chapman?
All right, man. What's good?
Yeah, thanks for calling in. You be in the chat a lot, right? I feel like I seen Chapman in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, whenever I can, bro. I got a newborn. I got the 3-year-old. Whenever I try to sneak in, man.
Oh, true. You sneaking something, man? If you getting on babies, man.
Hey, all right, listen, man. Since we're talking about like Danny Ainge, man. Hey, I got a little Danny Ainge, man. Let's Danny Ainge Charlotte right now, bro. They need a power forward.
Listen. You're right about that. They need something up there. They just lost an all-star, potential all-star over there. So we got one who was all second team waiting in the wind.
Yeah, man. They're trying to improve their team. We got something. We can help them out, man.
Definitely help them out.
And what would the price be on OG anyway? On the Raptors, even though Ujiri, it's tough cookie.
Yeah,
but,
that's another one.
That's
another one of them killers.
Dude, Ujiri's that dude that when he coming at you, giving you the shirt off his back, run the other way.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, there's a catch somewhere. He's giving you a shirt.
Wasn't Ujiri the one behind the mellow trade?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
fleeced us.
Yeah.
And I think he was the one he fleeced Grenwell and got us. What was that scrub he brought from Italy?
Oh, Bargnani.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah. I'm running away from him, man.
I don't even think Dolan will approve any trade with you. Sorry, Ujiri. Like
so
straight
what
up.
Do you think? Do you think Charlotte's gonna try to do something, or they're just gonna just pout and not have a power forward?
Well, I don't know what they're going to do because your boy is out, right? Because they don't have him now.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's going to jail. He's going to jail. He's out there.
Yeah.
His career's
I don't know
over.
what they're going to do, man. I have no idea what they're going to do. I don't know. What would you do if you were them? Like, you just lost a dude that you drafted and developed. You lost him now. I mean, he's gone for at least a year. So what are you going to do?
you got LaMelo. You got a team. You got to press forward. You didn't. Spend
you got to get a
on
four, though.
Mitchell.
You got to get somebody. You got to get a four.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get an exception from. You think they can get an exception from the league on his salary? I don't know.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
That's a rough situation, man. I mean, you just wasted 4 years getting this guy to $100 million value, and he blew it beating up his woman, man. It's like,
that's crazy.
One day from getting away, one day from getting paid, man. One day. That's
bad.
The whole thing is just
But yo, thanks.
Definitely. I just wanted to give you a salute. Hey, Jay Ellis, mad love. Ryan G, love. And my man, Raw Hebrew Remnant, you my morning coffee, man. Take care, fellas. A lot of love, man.
All right. Salute to you, man.
All right, man.
Thanks for calling in. All right. We got 4 callers left. Next caller, let us know what your name is and where you from and what do you want to talk about.
Man.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Raw Hebrew.
My man, Rod.
Ryan G.
What up, man?
Man. Hey, I held it talking, man. Let's set the matter straight. Donovan Mitchell, good player. I can't take that from him. But man, let's be real about this thing, man. We already got Jalen Brunson, and I agree 100%. And I don't care how much of a scheme you got. When you got 2 guys in your starting lineup that's deficient defensively, I don't care how good of a coach you are defensively. You're not going to hide everybody.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So when you look at what's going on right now with the Knicks, man, and you know Danny Ainge ain't going to give them up easy, and that's what I've been thinking about. Danny Ainge, if you make a move for Spider Mitchell, the haul you're going to have to give up. You make that kind of haul for a player that's a top 3, top 4 player in the league to bring to this Knicks team. I'm not paying that dollar sign for him, and you best believe kiss RJ goodbye. You may as well kiss Obi goodbye. You can kiss about 4 of these young players goodbye along with about 3 or 4 draft picks.
That's right.
Man, stay the course. Stop stargazing. Stop star chasing. Build your own stuff. We got 22 draft picks in the next 7 years.
That's a fact.
My man. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, eventually you're going to hit on something. And let's be real about that. Let's be clear. Hey, I get on Leon Rose. I get on it. But the one thing the New York Knicks have been able to do well since that guy been here is draft. We draft well. So eventually somebody's going to pan out, man. And I'm telling y'all like this. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the young fella Grimes. Let that thing continue to build and leave Donovan Mitchell alone because Danny Ainge ain't going to give him to the Knicks. He don't like the Knicks neither. He don't like Miami. Wherever he sends him, you best believe he going to tax you. So, hey, that's my word, man. It would have been better if Brunson wasn't here, man. Let's just keep staying the course, man. Stay away. Stop star chasing, man.
My man.
All right. Ron Cleveland said no matter where he trades him to, you're going to end up paying the hater tax. I get it.
Exactly. You're right.
He hates Miami. He hates New York. That hater tax is steep. So we might have to stay away from Danny Ainge. Right. I'm with it. But shout out to my man, Ron Cleveland. Good to hear you, sir, man. Good to hear your voice. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. All right. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you're from and what do you want to talk about.
I'm Tommy from Canarsie.
What's going on, Tommy from Canarsie? All right, BK all day?
Yes, sir.
All day. So let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all overlooking this way too much.
Okay.
Knicks need to make this move. Okay? The only thing they don't need to be giving up is basically Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, RJ. They don't need to give up none of those guys. But what they need to do is give up all of those draft picks. I know y'all probably not liking that, but guess what? We ain't going to get a number 1 pick anyways. That's how the NBA treats us. So we might as well just go try to get Donovan Mitchell, surround him around the wing players like RJ, Cam Reddish, because like I said, with this Tom Thibodeau system, it's a defensive system. So these guys is going to play defense to the fullest. You could clearly see it on Summer League, the way how the Knicks is playing. They defense is impeccable. So I would get rid of IQ as much as I don't want to do that, but if it's for Spider, that's a big upgrade. Right. Jalen Brunson thing. Jalen Brunson gonna have to come off the bench if Spider's on that team. There's no way I'm gonna put him in the same starting. I'm not gonna put him in the starting lineup with Donovan Mitchell so we could be small up front. We're not doing that.
So you're gonna pay $104 million for him to come off the bench?
Woo.
Hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You're getting a bigger upgrade. We ain't gonna never get a player like this no time soon. I mean, if you tell me so far,
I just want you to tell me that though. Tell me that you're going to pay $104 million for Jalen Brunson to come off the bench. That's what you're saying to me.
I mean, in this NBA, that's not really too much money, bro. Because once you clear out, Fournier still on the team?
Could you name me one more player that's getting $100 million coming off the bench, please? Just one NBA player that's getting $100 million to come off the bench.
Next year's Julius Randle.
Give me one. Because you know why? Because there is nobody's going to do that.
Yeah, but guess what? We have to build up a good personnel though, because at the end of the day, if we trying to be better. All right, Jalen Brunson he's not going to really move the needle all the way. Donovan Mitchell give us potential to make things happen if we develop people like Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin and these other dudes on the team. You understand? So at the end of the day, eventually you're going to look down the line and you're going to have to trade Jalen Brunson eventually. But as of right now, you want a staple on the team to make the team progress. Y'all guys talk about the defense. Y'all talk about the defense about Donovan Mitchell. I almost guarantee he comes here to New York under that Tom Thibodeau system, that boy going to play defense. Everybody I see so far that plays under that Tom Thibodeau defense, they excel. Even Grimy Q. I don't know what y'all call him, but I call him Grimy Q. Do you see how that boy playing that boy playing in Vegas?
Yeah, he's a defender though. He's a defender.
Yo, I'm just saying though. See, you guys not being that's NBA 2K stuff, bro. They didn't sign Jalen Brunson. Listen, they signed Jalen Brunson, promising him the keys to the freaking car, bro. Yeah. He's not coming off the bench. He did not come here to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Is Fournier still on the team?
For now.
Yes.
All right. Once you get rid of his contract with Julius Randle, you basically everybody's underpaid. Everybody else on the team is underpaid. The only person that's looking for a big contract is RJ. But Mitchell is gonna.
Everybody's gonna have to get paid at some point though, because you're gonna have to pay. We're gonna have to pay Obi.
Whoever you got to pay. But not only that, I'm just saying you're not going to have a locker room that's going to be together if you're promising Jalen Brunson the keys to the car and then you take it away for Donovan Mitchell to have him come off the bench. He could have did that in Dallas.
Yeah,
but he came.
You saying the keys to the car like he's the best player on our team. He's not.
Let me explain what keys to the car means. That means he's the starting point guard. And he calls the plays, and he is the guy that's controlling the offense and pointing, directing everybody. And he's playing 35 to 40 minutes a game. That's the keys to the car. And he could have come off the bench in Dallas if he was going to do that. He came to New York to start and get the keys to the car, and he's not going to be happy. But Dallas wasn't paying him
the money that he got from New York, though.
They didn't even get a chance. You don't know that. He didn't even want to hear from them.
From what I heard, Dallas was offering $85 million. He caught 104 from the Knicks?
We don't know. He said that he didn't even give Dallas a meeting. He didn't even. Cuban said he didn't even get a meeting. So you don't know what Dallas would have offered him. But what I'm saying to you is, he did not come here to play off the bench behind Donovan Mitchell. And you're going to have hell from him and his father if you bring Donovan Mitchell here. You got to play him. You got to give him the keys to the car. That's what he came here for. So no, this ain't gonna work, bro. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, you see, you're gonna have to make some decisions. You're gonna have to play it out for a year because at the end of the day, like I said, there's no way I'm gonna want to put Jalen Brunson, as much as he played the hell of a series in the playoffs. I'm not putting that over Spider. I don't care what you say. I will have to play that.
All right, I feel you.
Call back when this is all over. Call back when it's all over because they ain't getting Donovan Mitchell. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'll just add this one thing. Like, everybody's saying that, Thibodeau's defense is crazy and how he's able to hide players and this and that. I'll just give one example. I know if Brunson and Mitchell were to come, they wouldn't be as bad as Kemba and Fournier, but Kemba and Fournier are two bad defenders, and Thibodeau was not able to hide both of those guys on the same unit defensively. So to having two guys in the backcourt that are not great defenders, I'm not sure if they would really be able to hide it like that.
Yeah,
No,
he'll
not
hide him
with
on a
two
bench.
guys.
That's what he did with Kimba.
All you need is one weak guy. You get one weak guy on a 5-man defensive unit, and it's going to break down the whole thing. So you can't have both of those guys starting. And I'm telling you, they're not going to go get Donovan Mitchell after they just signed Jalen Brunson to $100 million. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but thanks for calling.
But not
man.
not everybody could guard Mitchell. That's all I'm saying. And he's a special player.
No, he's a great player.
But
I'm not saying that. He's a great player. I'm not saying he's not a great player.
Yeah, salute to you, man. Thanks for calling. I get the next caller. I get it though. I do get it because Spider is a special player.
Yeah, he is.
So
he really is.
If there's people who's going to want to trade the farm for him, and I get it because he's a special player. And we have not had a point guard on this team that's that dynamic in a very long time. So I get the urgency.
But is Mitchell really a point guard though?
Nah, to me, it's a 2 guard.
I mean, how many point guards are there really right now? I don't even know if this really. It's like scoring guards who can pass. I feel like. There's like 4 point guards, 5 point guards right now in the league.
Yeah, but I feel like in Utah he's always played next to a point guard though. Like I've rarely seen Donovan Mitchell actually play point. Like he's always next to a guy who runs a sharp point guard.
Right. That's why they brought Conley in.
Yeah.
To play the point.
Yeah, that's man. We should have pushed our chips in for DeJounte, man. I really think we should have did that, man.
That was the move. That was the deal right there. That was the deal right there.
The DeJounte Murray deal, that's the one we should have made, man.
That's gone, man.
Hearsay.
But this one ain't going to happen, man. This is just smoke. Ain't no fire. I don't think they're going to do this.
All right. Before we get to the next call, let's get to these super chats. Shout out to Lewis Luck. This is another $5 super chat. Says this guy is the epitome of why people clown the Knicks. Oh wow, yeah, you going in? All right. And then Lewis Luck sends another $2. Says this guy is why Knicks fans get clowned. He wanted to make sure he drove that point home. All right. I appreciate the super chat, man. Talk your smack. All right. Samir Soriano, who sends a $5 super chat, says Brunson has more room to grow than Mitchell, and already plays better defense. Also, how nice is Montero? I hope he stays healthy and develops well. Yeah, that's the X factor. The X factor really is Brunson and his ceiling, because when he has not played with Luka, when he has been the starting point guard, well, he averaged 30 points in the playoffs when he was the starting point guard without Luka, and then during the season he averaged like 21.7 assists without Luka.
I think he's going to do a 2010 for the Knicks this year.
2010?
Yeah, I think he's going to be 20 points, 10 assists. I think Brunson's going to be 2010 for the Knicks this year. Because it's the first time he's really getting the keys.
Right.
If Brunson gives us 20 and 10 this season, I will jump for joy.
I think he's a 20 guy. Look what he did in the playoffs. What was he do? What was he averaging in the playoffs? I mean, what was his playoff overall average? And you know?
I don't know what his overall averages were.
Yeah, I know. In that first, I know the first season against Utah, he did average 30. I know that for a fact.
Was it 30? Was it 30 and 10? Was it 30 and 10?
I don't think it was 30 and 10. I think it was maybe 30 and 8, 30 and 7. But I have to check to make sure. I don't know off the top of my head.
Hold on, I might have old playoff. At least the Utah series, I might have that graphic.
Let me see Brunson. Jalen Brunson's playoff stats.
I might have that somewhere. I'm not sure if I still do.
Let's see. 20,
Jalen
22.
Brunson.
I got it right here. All right, hang on. Let me see. I got it right here. Got it right here.
It's the regular season.
Let's see what happened here. Let me see. So 2022. Well, all right, that was a regular season. He averaged 16 and 5. In the playoffs, 2022. Damn. Okay.
Well, I got his average.
You ready? You ready? I mean, I'm just seeing his individual games in the playoffs.
Okay.
My God. All right. So against Utah, game 1, 24 and 5. Against Utah, game 2, 41 and 5. Jeez. 31 and 6, 23 and 3, 24 and 5, 24 and 3. So he's not really a big assist guy.
He's not a big assist. I know. I've been saying for a while IQ has a better assist ratio than Brunson. But what Brunson is, is a better ISO guy. He's a guy who
He
can
is.
thrive in an ISO heavy offense, and when the game is on the
No, the
line,
dude's footwork is his footwork is like DeRozan, man. He really
it really
he got
is.
amazing he got amazing footwork.
Yeah, first round playoffs, 41 points, 8 rebounds. Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, shoot.
48% from the field, 36 from 3, 4.2 assists. Yeah, Brunson can end up being a guy who really works out for us.
Yeah.
It can also go the
think
other
he'll
way,
average
but
20.
I feel like he's gonna be solid bare minimum. I don't think he's gonna be a
I
bust.
think he's
with the
gonna
Knicks.
average 20 for the Knicks this year. I think he will.
Yeah.
And Jason, we're not saying DeJounte Murray is better than Donovan Mitchell. We know Donovan Mitchell's a better player. We're just saying that it's a way more reasonable deal, and Knicks would have a lot more pieces here to work with DeJounte Murray as opposed to going after Donovan Mitchell.
It's about fit, though. Murray and Brunson would fit better than Mitchell and Brunson.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's a fit.
And DeJounte Murray isn't a finished product either, so it's like he still has room to grow as well.
Yeah,
like he did what DeJounte did with the Spurs was with a team that couldn't really shoot, couldn't really do much. So you bring him with some more talent around him, you never know. But That's besides one. That's off topic. Let's get to the next caller though. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you're from and what you want to talk about.
This is Keith from Atlanta.
What's going
on? Just once. But first of all, salute to the chat. Want to let you guys know you're doing a great job as usual. I was lucky to catch you guys before you got off live tonight, which is weird. I normally don't get home in time to catch you guys when you are live unless it's a late night. But just a couple of things. First and foremost, being down here in Atlanta with the Murray trade, I listen to New York sports talk all day, but I'm here in Atlanta, so I ain't got no choice but to hear what's going on down here with the Hawks and all that. So the whole time I'm sitting there praying, come on, Don, do it. And Raw, you got me calling Leon the Don now. So I'm sitting there screaming all day, come on, Don, because let's be honest, like my man said a few callers ago, we got 22 picks over the next 7 years.
Yeah.
We're not picking 22 players.
No.
I mean, we're not picking 22 players. That's damn near two whole teams.
We're not picking them. We don't have the picks to pick nobody. We have the picks to use in the trade. That's what they're for.
That's what I'm saying. They're not. They have no intention on using all of those picks. So the whole time I'm like, all right, if we got to give up 4 to get them, because the fit, the backcourt even having Brunson, the backcourt with Murray being able to take that lead guard defensively, oh my God.
Yeah, that would have been great.
It's such a perfect fit.
That would have been perfect.
With Sid's system, I'm like, oh my God. He's like, if he loves Peyton, imagine how he would have did with Murray.
He would have paid him 48.
Yeah. So I mean, I was like, yeah, that would have been perfect. But having them come here to Atlanta, so I got to hear that all day long. So but it's all good. And secondly, as far as the Mitchell trade, I like Mitchell, but there's absolutely no way we're gonna be able to get him without gutting the team, especially with Minnesota just ruining the trade chart from now for the next 10 years. Right. With that ridiculous trade that they made. I mean, before everything started coming, when I first heard it, my reaction was, there's got to be more. I mean, there's no way that. I mean, that's a fireable offense, as Raw would say. That's, to me, that's a fireable offense.
If Minnesota don't make it to like the Western Conference Finals, I'm firing that dude. You just gave up everything.
Yeah.
You have to. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You gave all that up for now, albeit 2 or 3 time Defensive Player of the Year. Hey man, any player that an opposing team can literally seek out in the last 5 minutes of the game, come on. Yeah. They seek him out on the pick and roll. He's useless at the end of any tight game. And come playoffs, you're not getting all that. I mean, Utah, their defense, numbers-wise, has been great for years. But the reality is, over the last 2 or 3 years, their defense has gotten worse and worse as those young have gotten older.
Right.
They haven't had any real young guys to come in, and the one good young guy they have, they sent him off they sent him off in the trade too.
Yeah.
To Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I'm not like I don't like Spider. I know he's probably better offensively than anybody we have on the team. But getting rid of him, what do you have? They go if Angel's able to fleece Minnesota for that much, what do you think you're gonna want from Mitchell? And Mitchell's twice the player in crunch time as Gobert.
And Don just gonna hang up the phone. That's all that's gonna happen. Don don't play that. Don don't play that. He'll walk. That's how Hayward ended up with the Hornets. Like, he ain't playing that. Like, he don't care about that stuff. So I'm not even worried about overpaying for Mitchell because I don't even think it's gonna happen.
but I say that and I end with this. Again, you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I every time I get home, the first thing I do now, it's crazy because the first thing I do when I get home is I turn on this damn YouTube to see if any of y'all are on. Like when I get out the shower, you know what I mean?
I appreciate
go to YouTube
that, man.
and as of a year ago, I couldn't tell you much about YouTube unless I had to tell somebody how to do something that I had never done before. So now I get out the shower and I go to looking at YouTube and see Raw. He usually hit me off in the morning, so I don't usually get a chance to really hear him live at all. But I know KOT is usually on at night, so I get out the shower, I try and catch y'all, and But I don't know how to do I would like to support. I mean, I know how to support Raw. I've sent it. I think I've sent Raw support before, but I don't know how to kind of support you guys. I know it ain't easy doing what y'all do, and I know it's not you probably. I don't know how much you make, but whatever you make, it ain't enough because what y'all do ain't easy. So I appreciate it, and it's worth it to me. So if you can kind of put in the link or somewhere how to do the super chat, then
all right.
Well, I'd much appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. It looks like we lost Ryan G. We gonna need super chats to get Ryan G a new computer because his joint shut off every episode now.
So tell them know how to get the super chat for you, man.
All right, so yeah, all you gotta do is there should be like a little super chat button in YouTube.
It's like a $sign button.
Right.
You click on that, and then it'll give you options for your credit card, your debit card, whatever.
Exactly. So you can send a super chat through that.
And then you got the Cash App right there.
Right, and there's also a Cash App too. Usually you see our guy Fritz. He'll send information on how to send Cash Apps as well. So you can send the Cash App. You can send the Cash App to the Knick of Time show. You have a Cash App available there as well. And also, old school. All you gotta do.
He said,
just like and subscribe sometimes. Just like, subscribe, and share. Share our content also helps. That's the free way to do it if you want to support us for free. If you don't got the super chat money and all that other stuff, you can share, like, subscribe our content, and it's gonna help us out. Help us get seen. So thank you for that as well, man. So thank you for your support and looking out for Raw in the morning and KOT at night. All right.
That's right.
All right.
Dad, what happened to the screen, bro?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the screen. And hold up, let's see. I'm trying to at least fix it. Usually I have the setup so something wrong happens.
But they can hear us though. But it's all right. So I guess.
Yeah, it's all right.
And I think they can see you. I think
they can see me, but they can't see you. So I'm trying
to
fix that right
now. Cool. You just started the show.
Yeah. Nah. There's multiple stars. There's multiple stars. Not a star. But let's get to Fritz. I think Fritz might be the last caller. I'm gonna try to get it so.
Is Fritz on the line?
Yeah, Fritz.
Kareem Grant gave us a nice super chat.
He did? Hold on, let me get to Kareem Grant. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix this so you can see Raw too. Shout out to Kareem Grant. Who sent the final super chat? Says salute to the Three Kings. Everyone hit that thumbs up for KOT. Thank you for the support, Kareem. He's always here all the time as well. Salute to you guys. Salute to Kareem, Cody, Emmanuel, King Ja, Joe Curry, Knickerbocker, everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Yo, shout out to Cody, man. Cody's been rocking with the show since we were just on SoundCloud. So shout out to yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
He's been through multiple eras of our show and all the evolutions. So shout out to Cody, man. Long time.
From the back room, huh? From the back room.
Yeah, man. From the back room, the back room. Shout out. I appreciate you, Cody, for still rocking with us through all the iterations in our growth. For real. All right. Ryan G is back.
Ryan G back.
Yeah. Definitely save enough for that new computer because this computer tripping.
Salute. All right, Fritz, are you on the line, Fritz?
Yeah, I'm in the building.
Fritz is in the building. All right, there we go.
Yo, first of all, hold on, Fritz, before you say anything. Gunshots to Fritz, all right, because I was away for the last few days, and Fritz had to hold it down on the back end, so these guys can do it on the front end.
Yes,
so
right.
Shout out to Fritz for holding it down and keeping the show going when I was away. So shout out to you, Fritz. All right.
That's right. Right.
Oh, thanks. Hit that like button, subscribe, definitely.
For sure. Team. Let's go.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I just wanted to just give my couple of points about Donovan Mitchell. I think the Knicks will make an offer. I think they're just going to make a reasonable offer and just leave it. You know what I mean? Just, hey, this is what we offer. You take it or leave it. I don't think the Knicks don't really need him right now. But that Utah roster, they got some players on that roster that could help us. Like, you got Jordan Clarkson if you need a sixth man. I think Jordan Clarkson on a contending team.
Yeah.
Like, he can absolutely fill it up because he's a sixth man, but like he's a 20-point scorer. If he was a starter, he would be a 20-point scorer.
Yeah, I always liked Jordan Clarkson, man. I like Jordan Clarkson for a long time. I could definitely see him as a nice piece off the bench for us for sure.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, like if you went back last year, before that Harden trade, nobody would have ever traded 5 picks for any player.
Yeah.
Like the biggest trade at that point was what's his name going to LA, and that was known as extreme. That was like 4 picks. And so I think if they're asking for like 6-8 picks, no.
Yeah.
No, you don't give it to them just because that's trending. That's NBA inflation. The Knicks aren't gonna pay that.
Yeah, we gotta reset the standard right now. We gotta reset the market. Like in the stock market, there's like such thing as like an overshoot, and then when the stock market crashes, it's like a correction. Yeah. Because so right now we gotta crash the market and correct the price because right now the prices are way too high. We ain't paying that.
That's right.
And I think that a lot of Knicks fans, they're just thirsty for a star. The price that they're asking, you can have any player in the league.
That's a fact.
Donovan is not tier 1. He's not a tier 1 star, and they're asking for tier 1 plus money. They're asking for LeBron in his prime.
Nah, you're right,
and
man.
We are not. Why would we do that?
Yeah, Gobert set the tone, man. Yesterday's price is not today's price. They took that way too literally, and then Gobert just messed up the whole ecosystem with that, man. We can't do it.
Yeah,
not for the price.
Yeah, I think if anything, the Knicks will be the third team. Scoop up pieces. This is the time to do that. But I think we are way out on Donovan Mitchell. If Miami wants to, if Pat Riley wants to play that game, Pat Riley can play that game. But I think the Knicks are way too smart to pretty much bet against themselves because nobody could put a package like the Knicks. Miami could try, but they would literally gut the entire team.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And basically, that's all I had.
All right.
All right.
Man. Yeah.
Well, salute, and hit that thumbs up.
Right. Is there somebody else on the line? I see one person on the line still, so I'm not sure if they're waiting to be.
Somebody dropped 20 on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to them. I was waiting for Chris to finish. $20 super chat. Shout out to Billy Blanco, 1999. Says I'm gonna keep my penny. Nah, I feel joking. Thank you for the. Nah, I appreciate you.
That's a dub. He did a dub.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. Per usual, dudes in support of a DM acquisition. Embrace gutting the team. Dispel development of the youth, and are already rubbing their hands together, Birdman style, readying their next blockbuster trade. Shaking my damn head, the Birdman hands.
Yeah, Birdman handshake. I'm hand rub about to say.
You right, man. You right.
You right.
Which brings me to this. It's funny because as I was watching the Summer League yesterday, one of the announcers was talking about how the Knicks fans aren't supportive of the young guys, and they feel like they want to accelerate things by getting a big star in here, and it's like they should just let the coach do his thing and develop Grimes and Jericho. And I'm sitting here listening to this guy talk. I'm like, you guys don't know anything about Knicks fans outside of what Stephen A. Smith says about ESPN, because that's exactly where he got that stuff from. He doesn't listen to actually Knicks fans. He listens to Stephen A. and took his opinion to Knicks Summer League. Go ahead, Rick.
And on top of that, if you know that guy on ESPN, he is a known Knicks hater because he's a Miami Heat fan. Right. No Knicks hater. So, of course, he wouldn't know nothing about the Knicks team and its fans. Of course not. He doesn't care. So, of course, he's going to spew whatever BS he hears from Stephen A. or whoever else he gets it from.
Yeah. And as you say that, Raw Raw signal has dropped and we've lost the Raw.
Oh boy, man, we got people dropping left and right.
Y'all people dropping left and right. Y'all not dropping me, damn it. I'm still here. Yeesh. But I digress, man. I digress. I think this might be a sign. This might be a sign.
Maybe it's a sign, yeah.
Yeah, it might be a sign to wrap up the show. The show is about to end, all right? Computers are ending the show for us, so let me wrap up before the show ends for us, all right? The show ends for us. But shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for watching this show. I think we talked about everything we want to talk about. Next game, the next Summer League game will be on Thursday. Knicks versus the Orlando Magic. Hopefully we get back on track and we get to see our guys win, so we could be on our way to our first Knicks Summer League championship, all right? But shout out to the guys in the chat. Shout out to Almighty Finesse, Joe Curry, Picks for Timmy, Billy Blanco. Thank you for the super chat. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show, all right? That is our show. First, I'm going to just shout out Raw myself since Raw's not here. So for all you guys who don't know, you got to follow Raw. Raw is, follow Raw's YouTube, okay? I know Fritz is gonna put Raw's YouTube in the chat. Raw, as you already know, he was gonna bless you with some his Knicks takes in the morning for the most part. So definitely follow him and get his Knicks takes at Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube. All right, he also has a Patreon that you can donate to, and the donations for his Patreon help out for a good cause. All right. Also, Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is Chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G's Corner as well. Content's coming soon. And like I've mentioned in other podcasts, if you need help with your financial future, I'm now a licensed financial agent. You just hit me up on any of my social medias and hit me up in the DM, and we can, set up something, set up an appointment and get working on that.
Got you. And sorry, I can't. My setup is not exactly right now, so they couldn't see you. But you heard the man, all right?
Yeah, they heard me though.
You heard the man, all right? All right, and you already know what it is, man. You can follow us on all social media. You can find us at follow us on the Nick of Time, the KOT Show on Twitter. Is my computer freezing right now? The KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and also the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. Also, you can get your snapbacks, your KOT snapbacks at theNickTimeShow.com. And you can also listen to our stuff on everywhere you can hear podcasts. That's SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So definitely listen to us on those platforms as well. All right. That is our show. All right. And as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets, and there's a mess out here for these Wi-Fi connections. All right, that is our show. We are out of here.
Peace.